That's some great intro music. I'm happy to be here today. My name is Archibong. I lead the Global Product Partnerships team at Facebook, and I spend a lot of time on the road. This is actually the first time in a meaningful way I've actually spent time in Hong Kong, so excited to be here, excited to see so many faces. I think I underappreciated how warm it was actually going to be out here. I learned the hard way just yesterday going for a run with some of the people on the team, and we went up to the peak, and by the time I got down, I was full-on drenched in sweat. My shoes sounded like I had walked through a swamp, but nonetheless, I was fit and I was happy to be here. So it's exciting to be here in the AC for nonetheless. As it was announced, the Global Product Partnerships team, and Facebook continues to be a global company, which is pretty exciting. The trends that we see right now across Facebook are staggering and shouldn't surprise anyone. 83% of our users across the 1.65 billion that we now have from a reach perspective come from outside of North America, where I'm based. So when you hear that number and you hear that stat, it's somewhat staggering, but this second stat shouldn't be surprising to you if that is actually the stat that we have going for users, is that 70% of developers, startups, entrepreneurs, builders who are leveraging our platforms and leveraging our tools right now are also coming from outside of North America, which are really exciting. It's the reason why I'm on the road all the time, probably too much that my friends and family hate me in North Carolina and then also back in the States, but nonetheless an important thing that I myself need to do and also my team needs to do. Make sure that we're spending time with people and getting a clear understanding of what are the different opportunities, what are the different challenges, what are the lessons that you guys are all learning from the local community, and trying to figure out ways that we as a company can actually serve you and help you achieve your missions, achieve your visions, build out the products that you want to build. So I spend a lot of time in closed rooms like this, and big rooms like this, and side stages like this, what we have over to the left-hand side, truly trying to hear and understand from you guys what it is that we can do in order to help you guys fulfill your dreams and where you want to go. In addition to some of the unique local opportunities that we hear time and time again from people, there have been some thematic themes when it comes to challenges that developers are tending to face around the world and builders are tending to face around the world. So I thought I'd walk through a couple of those with you guys today, because as folks that are ultimately building for their community here locally, and then clearly this global audience building products for the global community, these are challenges that you should be aware of, that you probably already are aware of, but I wanted to talk a little bit about what we're seeing and how we've tackled some of these. Maybe it'll be helpful for you as you build out. The first one is if you're in this room today, if you are anyone that's on the internet on this planet right now, you are truly in the minority around the world, because there are still 4.1 billion people around this planet that have not been connected to the internet. Big challenge, big opportunity too. The second is for those folks that are actually online, the majority of them are actually pretty underserved. So if you look at connectivity around the world, about 90% of the world's online population clearly are within infrastructure that we can get online. But there's still 2/3 of them that are within mobile broadband coverage as opposed to just mobile coverage. And for anyone who's been on a 2G network anytime recently, you know how bad that experience can be, how broken that experience can feel. So those folks are truly underserved, and trying to figure this out is something that we need to think a lot about as a community of builders. The third thing, and last but not least, is this idea that even if you're online, even if you have been served and you're getting good broadband access, that a lot of folks locally can't get relevant content information that's going to make the internet relevant for them. A stat that we use here and we talk about a lot is that there are 7,000 languages around the world that are spoken frequently. Only 55 of them right now are robustly supported online. So put another way, there's over 1 billion people on this planet right now where their primary and their secondary language isn't supported online. Think about that. Think about your first time experience as an internet user and you can't find it in your local language, primary or secondary one. So when you look at these challenges all together, they can be daunting. When we first looked at them together, they were daunting for us. But you start to piece them apart, and we'll keep them pieced apart and look at them in isolation, because there's actually solutions that we've been able to find. And I wanted to at least transfer some of the knowledge that we were able to do and what we were able to do about it to the audience, to make sure that as you guys are building and tackling these challenges, that you also are looking at some of the similar things that we found as solutions. So the first is we go back to the connectivity issue. If you're a builder out there and you're trying to tackle connectivity head on, there's a couple different things I would tell you to focus on. One is the affordability of your products and your services, making sure that people can have access to them and can afford them. The second is making sure that people understand the value of your product and your service to their daily lives. Right? This awareness gap that exists is actually more of an issue than affordability in some stances, and definitely infrastructure. Our primary approach to this has been the Free Basics platform, which is part of our broader Internet.org initiatives, which is all about connecting the 4.1 billion people that have yet to be connected. Free Basics is an experience, it's an application where people have access to a couple free websites that hopefully onboard them to the internet, get them understanding what the internet is about, and then move on to the broader internet. Our efforts to date have been pretty significant, and I'm pretty excited about what we've been doing. It's now live in 40 different countries around the world, mainly in LATAM, the African continent, and here in the APAC region. Per our estimates so far, there's about 25 million people that have been onboarded to the internet and online that who otherwise wouldn't have been online without these efforts. Now, clearly, our target and our vision is 4.1 billion people and getting them connected, so we have a long ways to go, but at least we found the model that works, and we're looking forward to scaling this up over time. The second piece is, when you're trying to tackle something that is, or a community that's underserved, focus on a couple different things. Bandwidth consumption, designing your products for low-end devices, or I would say typical devices. Our approach to this, which has paid off in grave dividends, has been Facebook Lite. It's an application, it's a Facebook experience that's less than 1 megabyte footprint. And that means it downloads even on a 2G network in just seconds. The experience itself is seamless, and is just as seamless as what the typical Facebook experience that everyone in this audience probably uses. As a result of figuring and focusing on data efficiency and the user experience, we saw this app over the course of 9 months downloaded and being used now by over 100 million people around the world in areas like Brazil and India, the broader APAC region, the African continent. That number makes it the fastest growing Facebook experience that we've ever built to date. I continue to make sure that this experience gets rolled out more broadly and hits this underserved community. And then last but not least, it sounds trivial, but when you're talking about making content relevant for the local community, something as simple as language localization is massive, and it pays off dividends. Facebook right now is available in about 90 languages worldwide. We have a robust pipeline of more and more to go. Like I said, I threw up that 7,000 number earlier, so we have a ways to go, but nonetheless, it pays dividends. It's where we're focusing right now. So when you look at these things collectively, like I say, there's opportunities for us to all focus on them individually, dice them apart, and truly address what it means to build for the next couple billion people that will be coming online. But as we're doing that, I wanted to enforce and say to folks, we need your input, we need your advice, we need to spend time with you, because otherwise we're not going to get it right. So here are a couple different partners that we've been working with that have some interesting business results that we can always follow up and talk about a little bit more, but I thought I would highlight a couple of them. I don't know how many of you are familiar with JoeFoam? Anyone? No? Okay, great. So JoeFoam is a online job board that focuses on blue-collar jobs. You know, their mission was to set out to try to connect job seekers with jobs, primarily in Indonesia, then also in the Philippines. Now, they too were focused on the population of people that were just getting online for the very first time. They were mission aligned with what Facebook was doing. So when they saw us launch the Free Basics platform, both in Indonesia and the Philippines, they were one of the first products and services to build for the platform and launch their platform. And to date, the results speak for themselves. So JoeFoam in the Philippines alone, about 91% of their traffic is coming through the Free Basics platform. So they're reaching this population of people who they otherwise wouldn't have reached before. About 100,000 different jobs have been served as a result of the work that they're doing across the Free Basics platform in Indonesia alone. So for a company that's so mission aligned, that's trying to tackle some core business needs, they've found value in the platforms that we've been building in order to kind of onboard and tackle this next couple billion people that will be coming online. We'll switch gears a little bit and go to Club Internet. I don't know if anyone's familiar with Club Internet out there. All right. Well, they are a nonprofit in Pakistan, primarily focused on folks in Pakistan, 200 million plus people that have yet to be online, and trying to figure out an easier way via tutorials and lessons to onboard them onto the internet experience. All right? The way that you and I experience the internet right now may not be the mental framework that someone who has never touched a mobile device before or been on a laptop before will ultimately experience the internet. So they've done a great job of providing tutorials and online manuals to help people on their first experience onto the internet. They've done a fantastic job. Stats once again speak for themselves. About 300,000 people every single month are now going to their experience on the Free Basics platform in order to get online. And some of the engagement numbers that they're seeing, up to 5x, people are spending up to 5x more time inside of their experience as a result of going through the Free Basics experience. So these are just two quick examples of developers that we've been able to work with that spent time with us, pushed us really, really hard to try to understand what value we could provide to them as they were trying to satisfy the needs of their local community. And if anything, I want to underscore that, which is for a company that, 1.65 billion people across the Facebook core app, 400 million across Instagram, 1 billion across WhatsApp, 900 million across Messenger, we are a global company, or truly a global company. But one of the things that we realize is that if we are going to onboard and help the next 4.1 billion people get online, it's not going to be us that is doing the most meaningful work. It's truly going to be the local entrepreneurs and developers that understand their communities, understand the nuances of what actually people want and what they want to experience online. And if anything, if we can open up opportunities for them to get on board, that's what we want to do. But because of the feedback that the community's been able to give us, we've been able to reinvest into the program, into our platform, and build more robust tools. So based off of some of the signals that we got early on, we just recently, over the last 2 months, launched the Free Basics Simulator. So now if you are a developer out there and you want to build for the Free Basics application, you can do so in a way and test it before actually going live. We've increased the amount of demographic insights we're able to provide to developers. So they now know in a more targeted way who are the people that they are serving, the truly unconnected, what do they look like, where are they from, what's their gender, what's their age range, so they can build more robust services and products for them. It's been great to watch that symbiotic relationship. The other thing that we continue to invest in is programs. I hope many of you actually will go from here in the speaking experience over next door to what we have set up at our FB Start lab and studios and spend some time with us. We know that this program is working for you. About 3 years ago, we're entering our third year of the FB Start program. We started this program as a formal way to give back to the startup ecosystem and the developer community, trying to identify high potential startups and developers so that we could invest in you guys, create a community, provide mentorship, and also provide value and benefits and services to you. Just under 2.5 years, or whatever it's been now at this point, the community has grown to over 9,000 different startups across 137 different countries. This is massive. This is, I think, beyond my wildest dreams when I announced it a couple years ago. So we're going to continue to invest in this program, doing more. And as we enter our third year, hopefully you guys will pay attention to this program and see all the things that we're going to be announcing this year. I would encourage anyone who's not in the program right now to try to apply for it. It's just fbstart.com. And the main reason why I'd apply for that is because, like I say, we are not just here. We love moments like this where we can tell you from one person to end people what we're doing and how we're invested in the ecosystem. But it's truly when you enter programs like FB Start that we get to spend time with you, that we get to sit down with you. We get to understand where you're coming from. We get the ability to meet you not just geographically in your own countries or your own spaces, but truly where you are from a product standpoint, where you are technically. And it takes that kind of high-touch conversations for us to truly understand that and make sure that we can invest in you appropriately. So I'll leave you guys with this last note, is that we, from a Facebook standpoint, as a tech company that have been a startup before, the thing that we are going to remain committed to, and we will always remain committed to going forward, is trying to build platforms, whether it's the Facebook platform, the Instagram platform, virtual reality and the Oculus platform, the Messenger platform. We're going to continue to build these platforms so they are unlocking opportunities for creativity and for innovation to emerge from all corners of the planet. That's people in this room, that's someone sitting in a garage in Lahore, that's someone sitting in a garage in California, it's a big company down in Texas, it's a big company in India. But we'll continue to remain committed to unlocking opportunities so that creativity and innovation can emerge from around the world. So I've asked all of you guys as builders, as entrepreneurs, as investors, to continue to step into your responsibility. Build people first. Right? We've done that since day one, understanding who it is that you're building for and building experience with that person at the center of it, truly trying to serve them. And then additionally, building for your communities, right? If we're going to build for the next couple billion people to come online, we have to do it together. This is nothing that one person or one company, regardless of how big it is or its reach is going to get done. We have to do it in conjunction together. So with that, I will say thank you. I appreciate being here. I appreciate you guys being here. And I hope to see a lot of you guys next door at our FB Start session. Thanks.